and gentlemen, you have wined, you've dined. It's time to sit back and relax. It's toast time. The first toast, that to the bride and groom, is in the very capable hands of the bride's father.
No pressure there then.
You want to see what he's got here? Mr. Craig Walsh.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me at the back? Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody.
Not working.
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Linda, myself, Terry's parents, and of course the bride and groom, I'd like to welcome you to today's celebration. Sound like Norman Collier here. And welcome to the part of the day that you've all been dreading. The boring speeches. I've been given plenty of advice on what I should and shouldn't say today, and I've thought about it long and hard, and I've decided to totally ignore it. And in the words of Frank Sinatra, I'll be doing it my way. They say that a good speech should be just like a miniskirt. I got Rick's attention, didn't it? Short enough to be interested, but long enough to cover the essentials. So hopefully with the essentials covered, here goes. As a man, you soon realise that weddings require a massive amount of organisation and planning. And you think that you're contributing to the event. Come again. Give us some more sweets. That's a pound here. And you think that you're contributing to the event, but in reality, it's just flying by. I was allowed to ask the odd question now and again, just so long as it wasn't, how much? Now, there's been all sorts of things to sort out with the wedding, and plenty of the girls here have helped Hayley and Linda today and in the lead up to the wedding. We'd like to thank you for all that. It really is appreciated. And as a special treat tonight, we've made some special arrangements with the bar. The ice is free. And there's been some wonderful outfits on show here today. Worthy of special mention is our good friend Elaine. Hello Elaine. You missed the last one. She's been looking forward to this wedding for months. So much so she bought a dress, shoes, bag and commando underwear 6 months ago. Well done Elaine, I hope it's been worth the wait. And thankfully for the first time in weeks, not a single Manchester City shirt in sight. I knew that would get them. Right, it's time to spare a thought for Hayley. She's sitting here on the biggest day of her life, wondering what embarrassing stories I might tell about her. The binge drinking, the drugs, the telephone calls in the middle of the night, and not to mention that difficult second ASBO. Well, don't worry, Hayley, I'm not going to mention any of those today, even though it leaves me a little bit short material. Don't look so worried, I was only kidding. There's only one ASBO.
I thought you said about Terry for a minute.
that was 5. I think I'm barred from here.
I'll take a deep breath at this one, Rick. I took Hayley to watch her first ever football game at Stockport County when she was 7. She's... I'll not get through this, I'll tell you. I'll start again. She was sat there taking the atmosphere in and listening to a few of the songs. And then during a quiet moment in the game, she stood up in front of hundreds of Stockport County supporters and sung at the top of her voice, "The referee's a winker!" Yes, you heard me right. The referee's a winker. That was the first time I realised that Hayley was either partly deaf or she had Tourette's. I'd say based on the past few weeks, it's more likely to be Tourette's. And can I just point out that despite what James keeps telling everybody, had Hayley been born a boy, she would not have been called Harold. Now, Hayley's always enjoyed dancing, and from the age of about 10, she was winning awards on a regular basis. You watch her move later on tonight. At 15, she was in the photograph of the week in the Stockport Express.
Oh.
It had been taken at the Heaven and Hell nightclub a few nights earlier. Yeah, that's alright, but what surprised us most was that on the night she was there, she was supposed to be having a pizza at a friend's house. Explain that one. Now, over the years, as the kids have grown up, we tried to be protective of them. And I remember looking out the front window one afternoon, a really scruffy young lad started walking down the drive.
Alright, it's an ex, not me.
I thought to myself, Hayley, what on earth are you thinking? OMG. His jeans were ripped and halfway down his backside. He was flashing his designer Prime Army undies. And to make it worse, he had his baseball cap on sideways. I hate that. He had one of those cocky gangster type walks, you know? To be fair, he was the sort of person you wouldn't mind splashing in your car if you stood next to a big puddle. Not that anybody here would ever do that. Would they, Sue? No, they wouldn't, would they, Sue? As he reached the front door, I feared the worst. I owned it thinking, now just remember what you were like when you first went to meet Linda's mum and dad. He then said 3 magical words that I will never ever forget. Is James in? Yes! Result, she was safe again. And when Hayley left school, she decided she wanted to be a hairdresser. And the rest of this day is history. Overnight, people stopped being people. They and we all became clients. And more recently, Hayley, together with her friends here today, have been really busy building a great reputation for themselves at Salon 51. Well done, girls. Long may it continue. Hayley's a lovely, fun-loving person to be with. Hazel.
You secret.
That Hazel's a real special one, believe me. She'll be here at 7:30 for the disco. Anyway, let's show our appreciation by giving her 3 huge cheers. 3 cheers for Hayley. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Before we move on to say some nice things about Terry, Rachel will, I'd like to give thought to those people who couldn't be with us today. In particular, I'd like to mention Ken and Marge, who are Hayley's grandparents, who are sadly no longer with us. In honour of all our family and friends, could you all please raise your glasses as we toast our absent friends? Absent friends, everybody. Cheers. I needed that. Now, Terry will be the first to admit he didn't get off to the best of starts when he started to call at our house. He struggled to get past our first line of defence, and that's Wally, our little Westie. He's getting on a little bit now. He was having a nibble at you girls earlier, wasn't he? All the bridesmaids. It's nothing personal, Terry. He's just a bit suspicious of new people. Anyway, think yourself lucky, Terry. Wally's growled at Rick, hasn't he, for about 12 years. He can be a right little pecker at times. He's constantly cocking his leg up and peeing every 5 minutes. Well, that's enough about Rick. So, what can I tell you about Terry that you didn't already know? According to one of his friends who wanted to remain anonymous, but he sat on this table here, Terry tried really hard to find a girlfriend before he met Hayley. He did. He was getting that desperate, he sent his photograph to a Lonely Hearts Club. They sent it back with a note saying, thanks, we're not that lonely. And who would have thought it? Terry, the highly trained professional bus driver, fined £60 by the council for driving in the bus lane. Terry, you might not be able to tell the difference between a small black Ford Fiesta and a huge double-decker bus that the CCTV cameras can. And over the years we've heard about Terry the Scrambler, Terry the snooker player, and more recently Terry the golfer. Today, Paul has. And today it's Terry the lottery winner, and with that he gets Hayley's hand in marriage as the jackpot prize. And with that, I would like to officially welcome Terry into our family. Round of applause, everybody. Claire gone again? Every time I do this, she goes missing. Anyway, I'd like to thank Claire for creating such a fantastic atmosphere earlier. And also thanks to David for ensuring that everything is run like clockwork. Thank you. Appreciate it. And it's not over yet, there's one or two magical surprises planned for later on to keep you all entertained, including a wild night on the dance floor. So pace yourselves and keep off those shots.
Mum.
Especially you, Elaine. On second thoughts, buy Elaine another drink. At this point, it's traditional for me to offer Terry some advice about marriage. And I'm going to use the advice I was given when I married Linda over 30 years ago.
Good.
It's quite emotional, so you girls might want to get the tissue. Sorry, Hayley. Sorry to do this to you. If you love something, then set it free. If it comes back, it always was and always will be yours. If it never returns, it was never yours to begin with. And if all it does is sit in your house, spend your money, eat your food, and take over your TV remote control, then you either married it or gave birth to it. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I've reached the point where I'd like to propose a toast to the bride and groom. Could you all please stand?
Do I have to?
You stand.
You sit down.
You sit down, Terry. Here's the love, laughter, and happy ever after. The toast is to the bride and groom.
The bride and groom. Bride and groom. Cheers. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Well done.